in the open floor. His speed is going to be key today for getting Tennessee quality shots.
Almost 7 times per game in conference play. He'll get the start again tonight for the 7th straight game. Where the Watch tonight is brought to you by Principal Liam Robbins, the 7-footer and one of the top shot blockers in America.
Oh, the big fella's ability to protect the rim makes offenses think twice about attacking Vanderbilt in the paint. And if they do, he'll get a block or alter the shot. Vandy can get outrun.
Robbins is ready. Commodores are ready. We were told that Jordan Wright is available after missing the win against Ole Miss under concussion protocol. And we will see what Tennessee brings to the table. There's Ziegler, the offense under the spotlight after 2 maybe subpar performances, including that win against Auburn in controversial fashion Saturday and the loss a week ago against Florida. This is a rivalry, but Tennessee has won 11 straight, tied for the longest streak in the history of this series. Opening tap, controlled by the home team, wearing the white uniforms, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Tennessee in the road orange, underway, Memorial Gym. Glad you could join us in what should be an interesting evening here in the heart of SEC play, now entering the back half of the schedule. Mignon got the start, and that's his 12th start of the season for head coach Jerry Stackhouse. And Tyron Lawrence back in the lineup after missing the game at Alabama. Little stop and pop baseline, though, cleared by Kamwa.
And here's part of what Coach Barnes told us. He wanted to pick up the tempo with this Tennessee offense a little bit. You see them doing it off that missed shot.
Julian Phillips outside to Ziegler. Plenty of time to shoot for Big Orange. And that's a long one by James, no. And Robbins controls. Commodores coming off a win against Ole Miss after that tough loss to Bama in Tuscaloosa last week. Team would rather forget that performance.
Player, you can't break down your own defender. You're going to struggle against this Tennessee defense.
Young picks up the offensive foul, starting 5 for the Vols. Ziegler, 7th consecutive start after beginning the season in that opening rotation. Phillips stops and pops, and the freshman out of Blythewood, South Carolina, puts Tennessee on the board first.
Had a good game in their last meeting. I love him come around that tight curl. One dribble. What about the stop and pop? It's still there in the game. There's still a need for it.
It's a lost art.
They make that shot consistently, right? That's, again, a tough 2. You're going to have to make some of them against Tennessee in this defense.
Coming off his first career double-double is Lawrence after being benched for the Alabama game. More on that as we go through. Ziegler, a high arcing 3, no. He'll get it back. No look dish inside, and there's the flush. Kamwa. And the Tennessee fans well represented in Nashville tonight.
A lot of orange around here. Tennessee, 3rd best in the nation on offensive rebounding percentage. Vandy knows that. 5 guys got to attack, although long rebound on that 3-point shot.
Robbins had 18 in the previous matchup, January 10th. Misses here.
So this is what I love. Tennessee defensive rebound, get it and go. Triple J, Josiah Jordan James can start the break.
Kamwa off the mark. Robbins another board. No, 3 minutes in, it's 4-2. Ole Miss 19-12 and 7 rejections. Stuffing the stat sheet.
And if he's not blocking a shot, he's altering a shot.
Heat check. Yes! Robbins for 3. 2 triples for the 7-footer in the first 4 minutes for Vanderbilt. Vescovy, he answers, and that's a triple as well. An offensive explosion here.
We knew it was going to go one way or the other. It was going to be another grinded-out game. Defense wins the day. I'm glad it's a 3-point shooting game. A lot more exciting for us.
That kind of fits your billing, right? That's what you're looking for. Robbins already with 6 points. A couple of rebounds. Going to work against Kamwa. Lost the handle out of bounds. Back to Tennessee. Good start for the home team, trying to pull off the upset. Coach Stack, gotta like how his team's playing early. Basketball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Coverage beyond the expected. Music City bustling on a Wednesday night. Pat Bradley, Roy Philpott. Tennessee, you know about the defense. Offense, a little bit of a work in progress, but defensively, they're putting up historic numbers this year in Knoxville.
Well, Coach Barnes has them buying into the defensive end. They get down. They don't let you get past them, number one. So they're a great one-on-one defensive team. What does that mean? It doesn't allow, now your defense doesn't have to get into help situation and rotation situation. And also, they're a better defensive rebounding team because of that, just by the ability to stay in front of your guy and not get out of the way.
We talked to Rick Barnes for probably 45 minutes this morning. I'm convinced now more than ever he is the single best storyteller
he's got some good ones
on the basketball side in the Southeastern Conference as of 2023. You tell me I'm wrong.
No, I won't tell you wrong. He's even got some good stories about Coach Stackhouse.
Yeah, they used to
when he was a player.
Yeah, do a little battle when they were in the ACC. Stack, of course, played his college hoops at North Carolina. Rick Barnes was a coach at Clemson, and they squared off a couple of meetings back in 1995, I believe. And some pretty good matchups back then. Long time ago. Out of the timeout. Key comes out firing, and that's a bucket from the mid-range, and Tennessee back in front.
Love part of Tennessee's offense. Hard cuts, screens, and curls, catch and shoot. Saw Julian Phillips do it earlier in the game. Tyreek Key does it right there.
Studi trying to feel Robbins inside, and he fed the big man. Thought he got smacked in the face. No whistle. Terry Oglesby, Doug Schaus, Tony Green, this veteran officiating crew tonight. Vescovy launching. That's a three, back iron. Right over the back and over top of Lawrence. A foul's called on Owaka, his first.
This is the value of having a big fella inside and out. You see 3 orange jerseys there. And Liam Robbins, since he's come back from his ankle injury, has been probably one of the most physical players in the league. He looked like a prize fighter after every game. He's got cuts, bruises everywhere, but that's just part of the game, physicality.
It is a physical conference. Defense has been the name of the game. I mean, you could argue it's that way in all of college basketball this year. Alabama, perhaps that one exception. That looming matchup with Tennessee is going to be massive in the conference.
And with Liam Robbins, made 2 threes. I still want to see that right there. Open up the floor, hard cuts in the lane. As good as they're shooting it early, you got to find a way to get high percentage shots at the rim.
Muñoz the basket on one end, Owaka the bucket on the other. And back and forth we go early. Jerry Stackhouse talking with the local media this week. Our conversations with him this morning. Shuda, I mean, he's talked about the fact that Vanderbilt needs a signature dunk. This certainly would qualify against a rival ranked in the top 10.
So Tennessee is not doubling necessarily, but they're digging down on the same side as Liam Robbins. Just a little dig down, not leaving the shooter wide open.
Key's wide open. 5 points quickly off the bench for number 4 in orange.
Well, Tennessee's getting out and running, and they flatten out the defense. Tyreek Key as a shooter, what do you want to do? Sprint up the floor, get to that corner, flatten out the defense, stretch them out.
Ball starting 6 of 11 from the floor. The answer on the other side, another 3 by Lawrence.
What you put in the water in these fellas today, huh? What's going on here?
Off the steal, Jordan Wright checking in for the first time. Cleared of concussion protocols as of this morning. We'll see how much he can give the Commodores tonight.
Well, they're going to need him because he's a creative scorer. We talked about how Tennessee's defense forces you into tough twos. Great help right there.
Jump ball goes back to Tennessee.
Goes for the steal, good recovery. He's got some space to work there, but it was Vescovy staying in front, taking that hit. Triple J comes over, gets a hand on the ball.
14-13, 7.5 minutes in almost. Here in Nashville. 2 teams met back on January 10th at Thompson Bowling. Vanderbilt actually had the lead at halftime before Tennessee seized control in the second, almost right out of the gates. And the lob inside, the finish is there for Kamwa.
So Ziegler comes all the way around that down screen, cuts through to the corner. That's the movement of hard cuts, hard screens at Rick Barnes' offense.
Quick three by Stute, no. Well off the mark. Tyreek Key on the run.
I don't think Coach Stack liked that. Likes Miles Stute to shoot it, maybe not that one. Good job getting back in transition defense, though, resetting the offense for Tennessee.
Jemai Meshack on the floor for the first time. Ooh. Waka back to work. He'll get it back in a fresh 20. Tobe, the jump hook, yes!
So you think you understand what his favorite move is? That little right-handed hook, maybe 1-2 dribbles with the left hand, spin up off that with the right-handed hook.
You know, there was talk last night that maybe LeBron James would go to the sky hook to break the all-time scoring record in the NBA. He didn't do it. I want to get your take on that. We talked with Coach Stack about how impressive that record was that was shattered. Tyron Lawrence from downtown. How about the Commodores? Red hot from deep. 4 of 6.
What I love about Tyron Lawrence, Coach Stack sent him a message last week. He got the message. He's been playing fantastic ever since.
Lob to Kamwa, no. Mignon lobs it on the other end, and there's Lawrence. Jumping out of the gym, numero 0. Lawrence has 10 points and has been an entirely different player since that Alabama game in which he did not see the floor. Kamwa stumps it home. And a dunk party in Music City. Fun start.
Great movement here by Vandy's offense.
Malora Brown stripped out of bounds. Back to the Vols when we come back.
Vandy getting out and running in their transition offense. Tyron Lawrence, the recipient, perfect pass, on time, on target. Little fella getting up and finishing. And then Ziegler to Olivier Kamwa. Goes up high in the rafters. Knock that down. Tennessee up 2.
7 from deep. Take a look at Embrace the F, brought to you by Regions tonight. And we'll start with Tennessee and the offense. You don't have to be great from three-point range to win games, given how suffocating they are defensively. But the numbers in the 2 SEC losses, just 19%. Go back to the loss at Florida and at home to Kentucky. When you see that number, what does that mean? Shot selection, ball movement, late in the shot clock possessions. What are you thinking?
When watching their games, it has been, but the entire team has not shot well in those 2 losses. Normally you'll have one guy or 2 guys not shoot well, but somebody else can pick you up. It's been on the same night. Tennessee hadn't make any shots by any of their guys. And then when they're rolling, seems like everybody is too. But they have good shots, yeah, just like anybody else. Sometimes they take a quick 3. I know Coach Barnes addressed that early in the year when they started out the season shooting 43s in a game. Coach says, fellas, I know you can shoot it, but let's not settle for that 3-point shot. That also goes into it.
19% of the 2 losses from deep. 2 for 21 against Auburn this past weekend, but yet 1. You think about that for a minute, and there's a lot to chew on. Key off the mark, and rebounded by Plavcic, who just checked in.
And just one thing we've seen start last night, offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities. That is something Vanderbilt's going to have to keep up with, because Tennessee, 3rd best in the country at doing that.
Vescovy now with 6, lead up to 5. Paul Lewis on the floor for the first time, and a blocking foul inside on the attempted screen.
Simple, just come off that ball screen. Quentin Malora-Brown's got to understand Santiago Vescovy. First, he wants to pull up, shoot that 3. You got to defend the 3-point line. Just run him off the line. Make him go to the secondary shot, whether it's a pull-up or run him into your help defense.
Foul was called on Quentin Malora-Brown, his first. He'll get a breather. Commodores suddenly in a bit of a danger zone. Key, fadeaway back iron. Who wants it right?
Great
finally
fight.
Rips away the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds.
That's a good fight by Vanderbilt. Jordan Wright, big, strong kid. He's somebody that has got to get down there with Liam Robbins. All 5 guys from Vandy's going to have to. But again, you see Tyreek Key comes off that screen on the block. And he takes it right at the elbow, free throw line area, where he can just turn. Nice little fadeaway.
High ball screen for Vescovi. Free throw line extended. Tried to bank that one in, perhaps, and he'll track it down. No over and back after the tip.
Yeah, I think they got rid of that call a while ago.
And a forearm shimmy. Robbins, the guilty party. He'll pick up his first.
Some big fellas in there.
I mean, between Plavsic and Robbins, a lot happening, right?
Big human beings right there. You're going to see a lot of that hand-to-hand combat.
Urosa, yeah, that was him. That was him.
Plavsic has had some good offensive games on the block this year. I know Coach Barnes has talked about him continuing to improve, to be a legit scorer. Throw him in there, make something happen on that block.
Tyreek Key got a breather, 5 points off the bench quickly in some critical moments. James launching, that's a 3 and an air ball. Back to Vanderbilt.
So you talked about what type of three-point shots there. That catch, take your time, maybe one dribble, take that to the baseline with your right hand, or take it around again. Tennessee's had a lot of success with that curl, coming off that screen curl, either to the middle.
Plavsic just picked up his first foul. Tennessee still listed as a 2 seed, according to Joe Lunardi, after the 1-1 week from the past week.
That's a lot of battling going on with Plavsic and Liam Robbins right now. Not allowing Liam to get any position on that block. Forcing him out there. Catching it out near the three-point line.
He's got to go. Step back 3. Fell down and made it. Liam Robbins with 3 threes in the first half. He had 6 all season. And there's a lob. Kabwa hit the deck. And the whistle was blown. Robbins interfered with it.
We got another penetration to the middle of the floor coming off that high ball screen. Let's see if he gets it. That's a high collision. I'm going to say that was a foul.
That's a foul.
I'm going to say that's a foul. That's all right, though. Listen, his job is to contest everything at the rim, right? If you're not getting it, you're going to get some fouls called on you. He plays physical as he does and challenge everything at the rim. But believe me, that's done wonders for Vandy and their defense. Even if you're playing with him, to know that you've got a guy back there that can protect the rim.
Laura Brown poked it away, forcing the turnover. Robbins to the bench. That's great and all that you can defend and protect the rim, but when you got 2 fouls down on the floor, it's a big deal.
Well, Tennessee attacks the paint, and that's what they're known to do. They got 12 points in the paint right now. They've got the personnel to do it.
3-pointer off by Studi.
That's what I like to see.
Mentioned Tennessee currently still listed as a 2 seed and number 2 in the net rankings since all the way back on January 3rd. Despite the loss against Florida, come back against Auburn. Studi, the rebound. Plavsic over the back.
I tell you, Vanderbilt, tough, fight you every way, won't give you an inch. They continue to get a defensive glass. Will have a great chance in this game.
Shooter and Philpott back with you here at Memorial Gym. And how about the 2 head coaches tonight? Both set to be inducted into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. Rick Barnes, of course, from Hickory, North Carolina originally. And Coach Stack played his college hoops at UNC and also was born and raised in Kinston, NC. But nice touch with tonight's game that they're both here in the same building competing.
North Carolina legends, Kinston, North Carolina, a lot of great athletes.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Nolan's Pelican, played there from there. Of course, Hickory, North Carolina is the home of Rick Barnes, the legend.
Coaching stops at Providence, Clemson, Texas, and now year number 8 in Knoxville. This team arguably one of his best. There's a three. That was Colin Smith. Vanderbilt back in front. And the Doors now 6 of 10 from deep to start.
That's what they were going to have to do, make some threes. They make about 8 per game. Again, in the lane.
Ziegler, the floater.
You got to keep Ziegler out of that lane. They've been able to do a good job. Tennessee has of controlling that paint.
2 ties, 6 lead changes so far. Tennessee's won 11 straight in this series. As a top 10 team, surprisingly, the Vols have struggled here in this building going back to 1968. Lewis was fouled, and the freshman set to shoot a couple of free throws. How about this? 1 and 4. Big Orange ranked in the top 10 in this house. Going back to 68 when they were 7th in the country. Now, the last time that occurred, they won in OT back in 2019.
This has always been a battle, the battle for Tennessee. And you know, the emotions are always going to be high. We, before the game, saw a lot of Tennessee fans pouring in here. You knew that was going to happen. Vanderbilt, you could see, though, when from the tip, these Vanderbilt players understand how important and emotional this game is. In-state rivalry, you're always going to get the best of everybody.
Foul was called on Ziegler. 1 of 2 at the stripe for Lewis. 6 minutes to go in the first. Trying to spot Kamwa, and QMB read it perfectly.
QMB knew it was coming. That ran that play a few times, stepped in. Come into my web, said the spider to the fly. Larry Bird was the best at that.
He was the best at that in big moments, too, like in the playoffs.
No doubt, he's the best at everything. QMB.
Laura Brown, no. The putback, yes. Miles Studi was hiding out right under the rim in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he hadn't really been able to get much going. Tennessee defense has been a good job getting a hand-up challenge in his three-point shot.
Phillips off the mark. Tapped out and back to Vandy.
Good job by QMB. Another tight curl right there. QMB says, okay, I understand Vescovi is not looking to go up with this, but that's good help by Lewis. Jordan Wright does a good job, even though he did get picked off, did a good job, didn't give up on the play. So QMB said, all right, I'm not going to overhelp. And that's what happens a lot. Guys overhelp when they don't need to. QMB didn't do it there, just stepped into the passing lane.
Entertaining first half, 5 minutes to go. Mignon.
He's quick. He's got the headband in honor of Ron Slake. Is that, can I even say that? He's a Tennessee guy.
Be careful.
No.
Robbins remains on the bench. Boy, Smith wanted to shoot it. Couldn't catch the pass. Forces one up, and the bailout whistle.
With 1 second on the shot clock.
Second on Ziegler. Vanderbilt back to the stripe. Tennessee is yet to shoot a free throw tonight. And Smith 63% at the line. Forget about the upcoming schedule this weekend. Number 6 Tennessee, one of our highlighted matchups. Another quadruple header on Saturday. They'll host Kobe Brown and Mizzou at Thompson Bowling Arena. Coverage of that one starts at 6 Eastern, 5 Central. Where every weekend so big in the conference this time of year, right?
Kobe Brown is right now, you put Brandon Miller, Alabama at the top, but Kobe Brown is making a case for certainly first team, but SEC Player of the Year, at least in the conversation.
How about some Boots Radford love?
Boots Radford, no doubt. Zakai Ziegler, I would put him in the conversation, at least because of the success of his team. He had a tough game over the weekend, but he's been very consistent. Great job by Vanderbilt here. Again, staying in front of that ball.
Vescovi, no. Mignon, the rebound. May have been the best defensive possession we've seen from Vanderbilt this year.
I love the trail three from a guard like that. Get a little penetration, be able to get in transition. You're a shooter. How about trail three? Either two things when you're a shooter. Here, QMB does another good job of just getting his hand up there. Didn't have to block, just altered it enough. And You know, he didn't overhelp there, because if he does, Vescovi tosses that in the corner for Kamau for an open shot.
Lawrence, short. Studi, who wants it? Ball's grabbing. That was Phillips.
Got the sense Studi felt like that wasn't going to touch any rim. He was right there on it. It's like a pass.
Now the first half of this game feeling a lot like the first half of the game in Knoxville. Key hit the deck, and Mignon may have forced him down. He did. Whistled for his second foul. Timeout on the floor. 3:39 to go. Our first half in Nashville.
The Bulldogs, what are you seeing in this one?
Hey, Vanderbilt came ready to play and doing it really well from three-point line. Roy, Pat, I have a question for you. We talk about the stars. Who is your all-SEC glue guy?
Glue guy from Patrick Young. That's a great question, because there's many to choose from.
I like to call him the basketball superhero, Glue Man.
First things first, our in-game
Josiah Jordan James
update brought to you by Carvana. 7 lead changes, 3 ties. Robbins, those 9 points all coming from deep. And right now, Vanderbilt's made 6 threes. Tennessee's only given up 8 on 2 occasions for an entire game this year.
Well,
more to come on that.
And the way they've come, Lawrence catch and shoot. His three-point shots have come catch, shoot, no hesitation. A little slow on Tennessee getting out to him catching. And the other 3 have come from Liam Robbins. The first 2, they allowed him catch and shoot. The third one was a Hail Mary 3. Is that how you refer to a 3, a Hail Mary?
How about Noah Clowney in terms of glue guy? Can I sell you on that?
Basketball superhero, Glue Man.
Jonas Adu coming off the bench, numeral 0 with his first points.
You know what I'd love to see? No hesitation on the jump shot. I can't emphasize that enough, how important it is. Just catch it in rhythm, confidence when you do catch it, balance.
Anthony Black is a glue guy.
Oh, there's no question.
19 points last night in the win at Rupp. He was impressive. You may hear more about him coming up in Wednesday Night Heaters later.
Woo! Tease! So Vandy's offense.
Lawrence high off the glass.
Good job, man. So they do a good job of moving the defense side to side, being patient, and then attacking the open spot, the open gap, whether it's a drive or a quick swing for an open shot.
Awaka double teams. Somehow kept possession. Key left open for a minute, and he makes him pay. Tyreek Key from downtown.
Yeah, Tyron Lawrence has to recognize Tyreek Key wants to catch and shoot that. You got to get out and contest that, make him put it on the floor. Throw him off his spot.
Number 6 Tennessee being tested on the road. Offense has been better.
Good swing.
Studi for 3. Adu claims the board. Here comes Key. Ahead to Phillips. And he was clipped by Lawrence. Free throws coming.
But you see there, even though Vanderbilt, Miles Studi misses that shot in the corner, all 5 guys knew if we don't get that pick and roll, quick pass by QMB, another swing to the corner, and now you've got Tennessee's defense scrambling in rotation, and you got it to your best three-point shooter, just didn't make it.
Phillips 81% at the line in a tie ball game. Forget our Thursday night women's basketball doubleheader starts in Gainesville. KK Deans and Florida hosting Jessica Carter and Mississippi State. That's up first at 7 Eastern. Then Arkansas and Vanderbilt right here in Nashville. Head your way next at 9 o'clock Eastern. And another great night of hoops right here on the SEC Network, also on the app.
So the way the benches are, it's a very different feel. Even shooting free throws in this gym. I went and looked back. We didn't win a game in this gym.
You were over.
Really? Against the likes of Drew Maddoxon, Billy DeSpaltro, Dan Lange, Pax Whitehead.
So you struggled with the sight lines here, perhaps.
Kind of threw you off a little bit, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But, you know what I mean? I mean, I shot well.
You always shot
not well enough.
Lawrence kept it alive. Thomas. Waka has been productive off the bench for Rick Barnes.
So even though Tennessee doesn't get anything right off transition, I like the speed. They're spurting up the floor, getting in their lanes. If something's there, take advantage of it.
Phillips against Jordan Wright. Key. Launching just inside the three-point arc, and that's a long two.
That's when you feel it. He's got a little smile on his face.
He's got 10 points in the first half off the bench.
Well, I mean, how about the ball fake? Where did the ball fake go? Just show the ball. Show the basketball. He's shooting it so well, that defender's going to bite.
Thomas baseline was shoved.
This is good patience by Tennessee's offense. And Tyreek Key feels it. Woo! Good pump fake there. Did not stay behind the three-point line, though. See what you want to do? A little pump fake, sidestep. He sort of did a little. That's a long two. It's about the longest two-point shot you can shoot.
Did that drive Nolan Richardson crazy back in the day when you guys did that?
He did, but you have to have sort of that peripheral vision. I know peripheral, side to side, whatever down is.
Robbins back on the floor. Oh, and he jumped it. He dunked it. Liam Robbins.
Talk about down. Wow.
Playing like a man possessed tonight. Couple of threes. Vescovy. Lawrence clears. Oh, Robbins between two defenders that time. I thought he was running out of real.
The Bulldogs, what are you seeing in this one?
Hey, Vanderbilt came ready to play and doing it really well from three-point line. Roy, Pat, I have a question for you. We talk about the stars. Who is your all-SEC glue guy?
Glue guy from Patrick Young. That's a great question because there's many to choose from.
I like to call him the basketball superhero, Glue Man.
First things first, our in-game
Josiah Jordan James
update brought to you by Carvana. 7 lead changes, 3 ties. Robbins, those 9 points all coming from deep. And right now, Vanderbilt's made 6 threes. Tennessee's only given up 8 on 2 occasions for an entire game this year.
Well,
more to come on that.
And the way they've come, Lawrence catch and shoot. His three-point shots have come catch, shoot, no hesitation. A little slow on Tennessee getting out to him catching. And the other 3 have come from Liam Robbins. The first 2, they allowed him catch and shoot. The third one was a Hail Mary 3. Is that how you refer to a 3, a Hail Mary?
How about Noah Clowney in terms of glue guy? Can I sell you on that?
Basketball superhero, Glue Man.
Jonas Adu coming off the bench, numeral 0 with his first points.
You know what I'd love to see? No hesitation on the jump shot. I can't emphasize that enough, how important it is. Just catch it in rhythm, confidence when you do catch it, balance.
Anthony Black is a glue guy.
Oh, there's no question.
19 points last night in the win at Rupp. He was impressive. You may hear more about him coming up in Wednesday Night Heaters later.
Woo! Tease! So Vandy's offense.
Lawrence high off the glass.
Good job, man. So they do a good job of moving the defense side to side, being patient, and then attacking the open spot, the open gap, whether it's a drive or a quick swing for an open shot.
Owaka double teamed. Somehow kept possession. Key left open for a minute, and he makes him pay. Tyreek Key from downtown.
Yeah, Tyron Lawrence has to recognize Tyreek Key wants to catch and shoot that. You got to get out and contest that, make him put it on the floor. Throw him off his spot.
Number 6 Tennessee being tested on the road. Offense has been better.
Good swing.
Stute for 3. Adu claims the board. Here comes Key. Ahead to Phillips. And he was clipped by Lawrence. Free throws coming.
But you see there, even though Vanderbilt, Miles Stute misses that shot in the corner, all 5 guys knew if we don't get that pick and roll, quick pass by QMB, another swing to the corner, and now you've got Tennessee's defense scrambling in rotation, and you got it to your best three-point shooter, just didn't make it.
Phillips 81% at the line in a tie ball game. Forget our Thursday night women's basketball doubleheader starts in Gainesville. KK Deans and Florida hosting Jessica Carter and Mississippi State. That's up first at 7 Eastern. Then Arkansas and Vanderbilt right here in Nashville. Head your way next at 9 o'clock Eastern. And another great night of hoops right here on the SEC Network, also on the app.
So the way the benches are, it's a very different feel. Even shooting free throws in this gym. I went and looked back. We didn't win a game in this gym.
You were over.
Really? Against the likes of Drew Maddoxon, Billy DeSpaltro, Dan Lange, Pax Whitehead.
So you struggled with the sight lines here, perhaps.
Kind of threw you off a little bit, I'll be honest.
Okay.
But, you know what I mean? I mean, I shot well. I shot well.
You always shot
not well enough.
Lawrence kept it alive. Thomas. Waka has been productive off the bench for Rick Barnes.
So even though Tennessee doesn't get anything right off transition, I like the speed. They're spurting up the floor, getting in their lanes. If something's there, take advantage of it.
Phillips against Jordan Wright. Key. Launching just inside the three-point arc, and that's a long two.
That's when you feel it. He's got a little smile on his face.
He's got 10 points in the first half off the bench.
Well, I mean, how about the ball fake? Where did the ball fake go? Just show the ball. Show the basketball. He's shooting it so well, that defender's going to bite.
Thomas' baseline was shoved.
This is good patience by Tennessee's offense. And Tyreek Key feels it. Woo! Good pump fake there. Did not stay behind the three-point line, though. See what you want to do? A little pump fake, sidestep. He sort of did a little. You know, it's a long two. It's about the longest two-point shot you can shoot.
Did that drive Nolan Richardson crazy back in the day when you guys did that?
He did, but you know, you have to have sort of that peripheral vision. I know peripheral, side to side, whatever down is.
Robbins back on the floor. Oh, and he jumped it. He dunked it. Liam Robbins.
Talk about down. Wow.
Playing like a man possessed tonight. Couple of threes. Vescovy. Lawrence clears. Robbins between two defenders that time. I thought he was running out of real
threes. So you got to respect. So you got to stay out on it. Turn straight to the hole. Wow.
I mean, that's a poster for Big 21. He put two on there. That's SportsCenter Top 10 tomorrow, buddy.
No doubt. I'll tell you this, though. You know, no shame in getting posterized, because if you've never been dunked on, you just hadn't played against a good player. You hadn't played against anyone good. I'm telling you, if you're out there saying nobody ever dunked on me, well, you just hadn't played against enough good players, because everybody's going to get dunked on at some point.
Tennessee shooting 50% from the floor. Look, an entirely different first half offensively compared to what we saw in Knoxville against Auburn on Saturday, right?
Yeah. This one has been early on, the three-point shot for both teams. Tennessee was able to get in the lane, and really all their points have, although they made 4 threes, they've really been doing a lot of damage in the paint. And that's part of what Rick Barnes, their offense, wants to do, but it's been really Vanderbilt's. We know they can make threes, but against Tennessee, it's never easy to get any shot off, and they've been able to find a way to get off and make 6 threes.
Shot clock is off. Vanderbilt with a chance to tie or grab the lead right before halftime. Commodores had the lead in the first matchup after 20 minutes. Lob to Lawrence, swatted down. And the first half ends on a desperation heave that nearly went 34-32.